Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today I want to get into Taeyang or V and a rumor that he was seen allegedly liking Lisa from BLACKPINK's really hot and sexy photo. I also wanted to get into the Proof album and some of the new controversy that had come out. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, he's spilling milk merch, and let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is the new album. So the new album is Proof. It's an anthology album, which means it's collectively going to be the biggest hits BTS has ever created in their discography. So from their first album until now, and of course most of these are going to be singles and music videos that we have seen, but luckily some of the new armies, not every song was an official music video and some were just B-side songs. Because BTS has B-side songs that also go #1 without any promotion. There was a lot of backlash for BTS's almost quote-unquote reusing old songs, but this is not the backlash we are getting into today. But all I will say about that is that we are still getting 3 new songs, and we should be grateful for those 3 new songs. But recently there was some backlash on the fact that Jimin has been treated quote-unquote poorly on the album. First of all, it bothers me that a lot of BTS backlash comes from the community. Like with other artists, it's people outside the community sending hate, not within the community. But anyway, the song Tony Montana received backlash as Jimin wasn't credited as the songwriter, and allegedly he has spoken about being one of the writers. So of course, if that's true, then that's not good. But I also think that Jimin has probably seen the posters and the album, so he would probably notice if his name wasn't credited and he would just say something. And I mean, he'd be the first one to say it. So if he doesn't have an issue, then I don't see the issue. But this backlash also applies to the song Filter, and I want to talk about that now. Let me give backstory. Filter was being highly protested due to one of the musical composers, Bobby Chung, who is currently being accused or on trial for illegally filming some, let's say, adult activity. I won't get into too much detail of this as the trial seems to be still going on. Bobby has denied the allegations and stuff, but there's obviously people who still believe it's true. But it's probably best to wait for the verdict. But as you can imagine, there's a few issues here. The main one is obviously armies don't want BTS to be associated with this type of accusation among any of their team members, as it makes BTS look bad for even working with these people. And of course, a lot of people are now debating whether the song should get taken off the album or removed to not tarnish BTS's name or have someone on the album that is accused of something crazy. The issue here is that if HYBE or BTS simply had decided to remove the song given the ongoing backlash with Jimin allegedly not being represented properly, how do you think the fandom would feel if they took off a song that is sung by Jimin, one of his hit solo songs? They obviously would not be happy. So there's only a few alternatives here. Either people start to believe against the allegations, which the problem fixes itself, or they remove Bobby's name from the credit on the album, and I guess either make him a ghost producer or whatever. However, I do think this is illegal, as credit is such a big thing in the industry and people sue over this stuff. So it would be downright risky to remove his name, but also it would be HYBE's way of definitively cutting Bobby off and kind of backstabbing him. So even if Bobby gets on everyone's good side again, Bobby would not want to work with HYBE anymore. Again, I am just going by the fact that I have no idea what the real result of this case is. But this begs the question here, does an action that someone does require them to be removed and delete their old work if proven true? And are you as a viewer or listener not allowed to enjoy said art anymore? You might feel differently about the art, but should that take away from the beauty of the art to begin with? I've questioned previously with Hitler's paintings too. His behavior is one of the worst tragic things that's ever happened in human history. But does that take away from the fact that he was a talented painter? So going back, are you allowed or do you feel comfortable listening to a song produced by someone who might be on trial? And do you think the song should be taken away from the album? It's a very interesting question, and I'd love to have a debate on this. People seem to be really upset about this and don't want Jimin dragged over this. I did see little to no people dragging Jimin, but just this debate of whether the song should be on the album anymore. The comeback is going to be exciting. It's already very exciting, and a lot of people are talking. You start to know when BTS makes their comeback when suddenly out of nowhere there's just a bulk ton of rumors and news articles that start to pop up. Then you're like, a comeback is near. Of course, with rumors and news articles, there tends to be a bit of backlash within the fandom and a bit of comments going about. It's difficult for a label and an idol to track every comment and every rumor and address it. One reason is that addressing a rumor makes it bigger, and some people assume that when a company addresses it, they're just just denying it too much, so it must be true. However, while a label can't deny everything, I am here to be the denier. So let's talk about it. V was being talked about a lot due to some alleged edited photos. We don't know if it was edited or if it was real, and there is no way to prove for or against, so take this with a grain of salt. So this was a screenshot that went viral. The screenshot shows Tang hitting like on Lisa from BLACKPINK's new Instagram photo. It was a collection of photos, and Lisa was wearing a bareback dress, and it was very hot. So I can totally see why everyone would potentially like this photo. People are more inclined to believe that Tang did like Lisa's photo because of the fact that he accidentally followed Jenny. So people do think that he keeps up with the girls and that he has slippery fingers. But as I said, the photo, there is no hard evidence if it's edited or not. But regardless of if it was edited or not, the screenshot, there was definitely still some backlash online over interactions in general. Last time when Jenny got followed by V, Jenny's Instagram was flooded with death threats and comments, but with this Lisa picture liken claim, it definitely didn't get as big, and people do believe the photos are edited. But Lisa did get some claims on Twitter. People were tweeting at people who they thought was V, asking why he follows Lisa and Jenny. And my thought is, why not? It's interesting because when you call out some of these people for even asking, they'll just say things like, it's an innocent question. But it's not an innocent question because of the nature of K-pop, but also because it doesn't matter. You don't assume Jason Derulo is dating every girl or model he may or may not be following on IG. You don't assume anything because people are allowed to follow and do things without needing to explain themselves. I'm not saying V liked the photo for sure, but if he did, I don't see the issue as he is allowed to. And allegedly we don't see it anymore because he took it off. But he shouldn't feel the need to take it off. People were wondering and hoping that Lisa doesn't get wind of this or too much backlash for something we don't know if it's true or not. As with the Jenny thing, even though it was also just screenshots, V did come out on Weverse and basically admit to accidentally following someone. With this liking of Lisa's photo, he didn't say anything, so likely because it didn't happen. But Lisa is very sensitive, or at least appears to be, and every time she feels like she has hurt someone, she has politely addressed it and admitted she was wrong and moved on. She did that with the cultural appropriation issue with money, and she also gets so much hate in general just for not even being Korean. So it's just sad. Like, although the backlash wasn't huge over this screenshot, it's still weird to wake up and let's say this one tweet that she sees says, "Why are you dating V?" And she has no idea where this is coming from, because how do you track this? Is this something that happened within the V and Lisa shipping side of the fandom, or did another celebrity say something? Did a news site say something? Like, she literally won't know, and she has to just sit there with that comment. Being Lisa is amazing. I would love to be Lisa, but I can imagine just the constant hate and criticism she gets for just being herself. If she ever internalizes that, it's really sad. But to add to the fire and people then attacking her for something that someone else allegedly did to her, like allegedly liking her photo, that is something she can't control and seems like such a useless hate. Like her getting canceled for someone else liking her photo, like it seems like there's no way not to get hate. Like Jenny, for example, just woke up one morning to death threats for V accidentally following her, and she did nothing but wake up. I am sure V apologized to her personally and let her know how sorry he was, or maybe Jenny just didn't look that day and she was okay. But I think as an idol, you also have to have some sense of humor with this type of stuff and just laugh it off. But what do you think? Do you think the screenshots are real? I do not think they're real. And do you think it's okay to like another idol's picture? I'm not even going to ask if you think it's okay for idols to date, because the answer is yes. But do you think it's okay for an idol to like the picture given the hate that happens afterwards? Or do you believe they should just keep it to themselves to not get backlash? And how do you think Lisa would react if she got these comments? Or do you think she is mostly a I don't care type of person? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thank you for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.